Going live in 3, 2, and 1. Here we are, again, with the 33rd episode of the ESOU Podcast with my co-host Olibeau. This time around featuring JessicaRae, who will be having a lot of fun with us today. Normally we just...
that's what we're having?
Yeah, we're having fun. We're having a lot of fun today, that's for sure. Alright, so I guess, most people introduce themselves. How would you introduce yourself, I guess, at this point?
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Jessica. Most people know me by my gamer tag, JessicaRae. I am a previous console player. I played on Xbox NA for 5 years until I transferred to PC NA in 2020, just around when COVID was hitting.
Nice. Good.
That's your response? Like, yeah, nice. Very good.
I'd
Very impressive.
Forgotten the pandemic happened.
You forgot!
Yes, I need to remind everybody that COVID is definitely a thing that happened.
When loads of people died all over the world, yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Adequate. Good.
So, my background in terms of ESO, strong PvE. Like, I did endgame PvE for most of my gameplay. I also ran a trade guild on Xbox NA for a couple years. And I do a little bit of small group PvP, but most of my experience is in PvE and trading.
So, one of the reasons why I brought Jessica onto the podcast, Ollie, is because you're British, and I know you love tea. So she's gonna be sharing some tea with us. She's gonna spill some tea with us. Okay. So the story is, I was grinding to 3600 CP with Kilnerdine.
Yes, I did the same.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
And a few people. But welcome to the 3600 CP club, Ollie.
Right. Shameless plug in there, I see.
Yeah. And while we were grinding, over the 10 days of grinding, we had company, including from various people, including Jessica. And she tells these like wild stories I've never heard of, like these wild ESO stories I've never heard of. So I figured maybe you and the viewers probably enjoy them too. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, God, where to even begin? Honestly, like,
What would you like to start with? American Psycho?
American Psycho.
Is that what? Yeah, the murderer.
Oh my god! That still blows my mind.
Okay. About ESO players.
Yes, everything.
Yes, these are actual ESO players.
There's an ESO murderer.
Yes. Holy shit.
So, in real life, this came out right before COVID. So, like, we'll say 2019. News broke that someone that was known to the endgame community on Xbox found out that this man had been arrested for murder. So it came out that he was drug trafficking, and he stuffed the person that he killed. They stuffed into a drain pipe, and then kidnapped another person who they were planning on also murdering to silence them, but they escaped and got away, which is how they got caught. He is actually. His sentencing is actually next week, to see if he's getting life in prison or if he is to receive the death penalty.
Do we know what state
he was in? Yes, this was in Illinois. The person that committed the crimes is actually from Utah. So this happened across state lines. They were an endgame healer. That was no, this was a man.
Okay, I mean that really narrows it down.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Because there's not a whole lot of male healers in ESO.
Okay.
He was a healer, and he didn't have a very good reputation. He didn't have a very good reputation on console to begin with because he was a loudmouth. He was arrogant, and he thought he knew best. A lot of people would know the group that he ran with. The group that he ran with was called Major Slayer, which some PC players would know some of those players because they came over from console to PC.
And guess who raided with those people, Ollie?
Oh no.
Me.
You didn't. Are you an accessory
So
to murder?
it could have been. It could have been.
Could have
Ollie,
been
it could have been. That's what's so wild. But
Yeah.
can we like backtrack real quick? Like my first question is, how do people find them? I feel like we're becoming like a true crime podcast at this point. But like, how do people find out about people at this point? You know what I mean? Do they like? How?
So this particular instance, because he had real life friends, like he was in a friend's server.
That narrows it down even more. No one in ESO has real life friends.
So we had a Discord. It was a friend of mine. It was his Discord, and like we were on there and stuff. And somebody had posted a news link to something. They're like, "Guys, you'll never guess what so and so did." And I was like,
shit.
"What are you even talking about?" So when and then that article started getting passed around, and like everybody just immediately knew who they were talking about, because like the personality, like this person was not a good person. They're also notorious for spreading nudes of female players on ESO that he had received. He was part of that skin for skin trade that happens on Xbox.
I get that. That's a good name. Okay.
You never heard of that?
Yeah, like he.
You've never heard of skin
Who
for
do you
skin?
think I am? I'm like anti-carry. But you know,
Yeah, okay,
if we're trading skins for skins, then maybe I'm on board.
Well, it was somewhat common, not common, but like it took place on PC as well. So I'm surprised you haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Skin for skin.
I mean,
It's fucking stupid. I don't really
sketchy places than you.
First, like, let me talk about that real quick. What's the value, in a nude?
Yeah. How much is my butt worth to you?
Well, I just mean like, well, what can I do with it? It's like, can I buy heroism potions with it? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, why do people do this shit?
I'm pretty sure they're not thinking about in-game uses for said photos.
I'm just saying, I just don't see a point. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Is it like NFT trading? If I have like a
NFT,
a Nefas nude NFT, can that get me like a Godslayer?
Oh
maybe?
my god.
I don't know if
NFT.
I don't know if I should bring this up, but I saw this meme about. Never mind. I don't know if should I bring it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
well,
it reminds me of that
now.
meme.
You've already started.
You might as well now.
It's like, okay, so the meme is like it's basically like a screenshot of like a Facebook conversation or some shit, right? And like one person's like, so I have these news of this person, but they passed away recently. Is this like?
Oh my god!
Is this like a what is it, like a rare whatever collectible or something? And I was like, what you just said reminds me of that fucking meme. You know what I mean, with the NFTs and shit. I don't know, but again, I don't understand the value of the I don't get it. I can't buy fucking potions with it. I can't fucking pay for a house and
no, you can't do anything with it.
I can't do anything with it. So what's the point? Well, yeah. Anyway, sorry. I kind of like.
No, you're good.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
It just spread around. Like Xbox, like gossip spreads like oxygen that you need to breathe. Like it takes all of like 30 seconds for most of the Xbox community to find something out. Like if you're anywhere remotely within the know, especially when it comes to endgame or PvE. So Xbox for the longest time used this messaging app, Band app.
Mm-hmm.
That was like our version of Discord or TeamSpeak, because on Xbox you have in-game chat, so like you don't need Discord and stuff to communicate with your teammates.
Yeah.
So the outside way to communicate, to converse and build community or whatever, people used Band app, and Band like literally was just a cesspool of toxic people just choosing to be whoever they wanted to be, to troll and do whatever. There was like, so for PC at the time, it was OMP, one more pool, like as a large pool of raiders,
Right.
that people could pug from and do pick up, to pull new people from. So Xbox has something similar on band, and it was one of the larger like pug quote unquote discords, and that person that is now facing like life in prison just was not a good person in general. Very bad disposition towards new players, very toxic. He's like the definition of toxic elitism, even though he didn't even have the skill set to back up said toxic elitism attitude.
But how was he an endgame player? You mentioned earlier.
He was an endgame player because of who he played with.
Okay.
As I said, he played with Major Slayer, and he was part of the group that came over and got the first VishyRF hard mode clear on Xbox when Halls of Fabrication had dropped. He was part of the group that quote unquote called themselves score pushers on console. And he played with that group. Like the definition of endgame on console became very clouded and misconstrued versus what is endgame on PC. I also think that it came down to the community, because you have a lot younger people that play on Xbox versus those that play on PC. So like their maturity level is significantly lower.
Can we just talk about how this guy's a healer? It ends up becoming a murderer? Like...
He wasn't just like your ordinary healer. Like he would advocate for DK healing like it was his job before like DK healing even was considered to be useful. And he refused to do meta stuff, which is kind of what originally got his he was very against doing metas. That's what, because of just who he played around.
I know, but why would they play with him though? It's so weird. You know?
They would for comp reasons, he would play what they told him to, but it wouldn't be without a fight or an argument or a distaste for meta and like arguments of this is why we need to do X, Y, and Z. And like he was just not a very good. He's what Zos is trying to curb the game from. That is the toxic players that the game doesn't need.
So,
I mean, it is pretty toxic.
As a healer, he's been like in control of people's lives and deaths for so long that it's kind of like leaked into the real world, and he's decided to take it.
That's actually a good point.
But how would you reach that mental state to just say, yeah, I can do this in real life, it's fine?
I mean, all jokes aside, though, wasn't he? You mentioned something about drug charges, right, or something earlier?
Yes, he was heavily into drugs.
Okay, so
aren't we all? ESO's a drug, kids.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so wait, was he like high at the time, or I guess he just got...
Oh, he was definitely using at that time, like heavily.
Okay, yeah.
I believe his choice, his drug of choice was cocaine.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got money. So, then. He probably had like. If he had money, why didn't he buy a console? Why didn't he buy a PC? He's got that kind of money.
He did play on PC. He had come over couple. He had made a PC account. I don't know if he stayed over here. He probably got laughed at and went back to console.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna say, if I had money for cocaine, I would not be playing on a console.
You know, that's actually a pretty good point, honestly.
This doesn't add up. None of this adds up.
Okay, I mean, maybe it was bad. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that much cocaine. Maybe it was like 8 balls and shit like that. You know.
I mean, if he was on like cannabis, yeah, like that screams Xbox player to me.
Really? Cannabis?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I think cannabis is something that everybody is going, like, if you have hands, if it's legal or if you can acquire it, I think that isn't just to console players. I think that's across the board, just gamers in general. That's
what?
at least
it's like
our
the
parents
cheapest
have.
drug, right? So
Cannabis? Well,
probably.
no.
Well, I don't know.
Depends.
I mean, if you buy the flower, I guess. Like, edibles aren't cheap, but flower itself is cheap.
Depends.
Right.
I heard there's no one there. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm about to start like listing prices and shit.
Can we get can we get like a shout out for this guy? Can we like
Shout out?
what's his Twitch?
Who?
I don't know.
I don't even. He wants the gamer tag.
Oh, you talking about the murderer?
Well, I don't know.
No.
Are we for or against? Which side are we coming down on this?
What are you talking about, bro?
He's definitely guilty.
Oh! You're asking me if he's guilty or not?
Well, I don't know.
Did you not listen to Jessica like about the crimes?
If it doesn't add up.
He killed somebody and stuffed a dead body, right, into a pipe, a drain
To
pipe.
a drain pipe. Yes.
And then tried to kidnap and kill someone else?
Okay.
Come
right, in
on.
my
Yes.
head,
Come on.
There was a witness.
a drain pipe's like what? Like
There was a
like
witness
eight-
to. Oh
eight-
my god.
8 inches diameter? How do you fit a human in that?
So, drain pipes can be up to 7 feet in diameter,
What?
depending if it's industrial size. This one was, I think, 3 feet in diameter.
Okay. You seem to know a
So-
lot about this. Maybe you're no.
Maybe I'm the person.
Yeah. Is it you?
No, it's definitely not me.
Okay.
But still, a guy went from a healer in the ESO to being a murderer. That's crazy.
Mhm.
I just.
Is it though? I mean, how many people play ESO? Like a couple of million. So
So are you talking about
I
statistics?
mean, in general, maybe.
yeah. So like
Dude, you're talking about statistics right now, like
Yeah,
one
yeah,
in
yeah,
one in
yeah.
100,000 might be a killer or some shit.
if like 1% of people in the USA is a murderer, probably more than that, isn't it? Then like 1% of ESO players will be a murderer.
Huh?
That means you have like
Is it
bound to be at
1%?
least one.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, okay, hypothetically 1%. Sure, yeah, I get where you're coming from though, but still, that's kind of crazy. You know, and the fact that I may have almost raided with him, that's crazier. That's even crazier to me. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
it is about you.
whoa.
I agree. Yeah,
No, it's not about me. I'm just like thinking about it. I'm like, you know, because Jessica was talking about Major Sam. I'm like, wait, really? No, shit.
I raided with him. I literally did raid with
Oh my
him.
god! Looking really.
So, yes, like it wasn't frequent. Like it would, and it wasn't something I normally volunteered for. I just, if somebody else was like looking for a fill for something, and I X'd up, and they just happened to be in that group, I actively was not seeking to run with them because their attitude sucked.
Have you got logs from those runs? Maybe
What?
maybe
Logs?
they could use that as evidence. Maybe.
Bruh. What are you talking
He didn't
about,
heal
Lon?
this person enough. He was trying to kill him.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh my god. I guess now it's like.
Unfortunately,
I guess now it's like what? First red flag of a person is they like DK healing. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
okay. Oh Jesus, but that's crazy. And his trial's next week.
yeah, his
Which trial is he
sentencing is
doing?
next week.
Which trial? That's so good. That's so good. Oh my god. Yeah, which trial is he doing? The Sanctum Ophidia?
Yeah, he's doing half.
Is he being judged in mob their
Oh
cage?
god.
Oh my god. Alright, well yeah, see, you see what I mean? Crazy ass stories I've never fucking heard.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, yeah, that's crazy. I'm still like really in shock from it at times.
I will provide you guys updates on what his
I
final.
mean,
sentence
Dude, I will
against-
be shocked if it's not not guilty. You know what I mean? I'll be shocked.
Oh no, he's guilty. It's
There's
that
no
he
way.
so he was found guilty, but he's waiting on his sentencing of like what his punishment is.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So it's life
yeah.
sentence. It's,
No, yeah.
it's life or life, right? At this point.
So the state that he comes from, I believe, they don't believe in the death penalty, but I think he waived his right. So
Oh, hell
I believe
no.
Illinois does believe in the death penalty. So he can either get life in prison or he potentially could get the death penalty.
Hmm.
You think like they'll just not do life, or anything. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It depends. Like,
because every time I've listened to like a true crime podcast, they always talk about like what the cops or like the authorities do, and it's always like they let them go for some reason. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
If you get the death penalty, don't you still have to wait like 40 years sometimes?
Yeah. It's very expensive, very tedious process, legally speaking as well.
Yeah, because they have X amount of time to submit as many appeals as they want, as long as they have new evidence or something to warrant a second look at the case or opening it back up.
Right. God, this would never happen in Europe. I'm telling you.
You don't think there's been a murder that's played ESO in Europe?
I don't think there's been a murder in Europe.
Okay, buddy.
The fact that he said that with a straight face is impressive.
Okay.
I feel like Europe would be the first continent I'd look at as, you know, for that kind of shit. Oh, shit.
I mean... Well, to be fair, okay, I mean, do we know what the murder weapon was? Because Europeans don't have guns, which makes murdering a lot
It wasn't
more
a
difficult.
gun. It wasn't a gun.
Yeah, okay. So it could have been possible.
I think it was a blunt object.
Jesus.
Right. A blunt. I thought you said he did coke.
Yeah.
What? You said he murdered them with a blunt.
A blunt object, like
a blunt's for weed.
Okay.
Oh, not cocaine.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
you
saying.
You put cocaine in a blunt, bro. What the fuck? Oh my god. Olibeau exposed for not knowing how to use drugs. What the heck? Kind of wholesome in a way.
I don't know. What is a drug? I would like to buy a crumb of drug, please.
Oh god. But yeah, that's the first crazy story. Yeah. What do you think, Ollie?
Yeah.
Do we want more tea? Do you want to sip more tea? The harbor.
I've got plenty of tea.
Boy, mate. You're taking the piss out of me, mate. Let's go to the bog.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Yeah. You got plenty? Or hit us.
Alright, so have you ever heard of anybody being scammed out of 2,000 actual American dollars for a Godslayer carry?
Okay, what's that in European money? Because I'm going to need to...
European money. Okay, 2,000 USD.
2,000 USD.
To
1,757 Great British pounds. I mean, that's quite a bit. That's like 2 paychecks, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's 2,003 euros.
Okay.
This is like 2,000 euros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so there was a console team. This happened right around COVID. I don't know what it is with COVID and all this happening. Apparently COVID brought out the crazies. So there was a team there was only 2 teams on console that was willing to do Godslayer carries that were capable of it. The one team had some shady characters on it, and this particular player had negotiated a price with this player and agreed on $2,000 for a Godslayer achievement run. And
in 2020.
Yes, we'll say 2020. At the time, the group did not know that this person had negotiated a Godslayer carry for them because the person took the money, ran, and dipped from console, only to show up on PC a year later.
Paying $2,000 for a carry on console.
So that is a common.
If you had $2,000 to spend it on a PC. What are
That's
you doing?
what they did, though, right?
It happens way more often on on at least Xbox. I don't know about PlayStation, but for Xbox, like actual monetary transactions happen more frequently than not.
RMT. Okay. It's like consoles like the Wild West, honestly, at times. It's just like anything can go.
It is a Wild West, but the icing of this tea is the fact that he is also a carrier for Sempiternal's carry services.
That's crazy, though. So I know him somehow.
Yes.
Have I raided with them?
Yes.
Oh, God, it's gonna drive me crazy. Do not know who
But
this
you-
person is. Hold on. When was the last time I raided with this person?
The one that took the money is now playing with Nefas.
I think it's Ce-Nex.
It's not Ce-Nex.
The moment you're like,
I will stop that rumor right now.
okay.
No. So you have run with, like, it's not a routine thing. They have been in a couple of the carries, but they've been mostly trying to gear up and stuff on PC. So they're not as active carrier for us. But yes, they are there.
Are they a junior Chad, a Giga Chad, or a Chad?
They're a Chad.
Fuck. Okay, that's. Right. I gotta look through.
This man just literally goes
I have to
determine who this
I have
is.
to know because okay, hold on. That's kind of fucked up, right? I mean, okay, the first thing that's fucked up is paying $2,000 for a God Slayer carry. That's kind of fucked up. Like, why would you do that? Why would you even pay that much? That's so weird to me. Second,
correct.
He took the $2,000 and dip. That's even more fucked up.
Right.
I don't know. Is that a little fucked up? Like, I don't know.
Well, I'm on Ollie's side. Like, why are you spending $2,000 for a game achievement when you could just use that to purchase something that you're going to get much more use out of? That title is going to look real nice for all of 30 seconds, but what are you going to do with it? Nothing.
I mean, you get a mount, right?
Hang on.
I'm sorry, that mount is not worth $2,000.
I know, but I'm just saying
way.
it's not just a title. We can't just say it's just a title. It's a title, achievement points, mount, and
But that's not going to do anything for you in real life.
I don't know about this, but like, when you transfer money to people, can't you? It's like slightly insured depending on how you transfer it. Like I know on PayPal, if you don't get like the stuff, you can like raise an issue. It's like I paid for goods or services and didn't receive them.
I
right?
bet they did.
Correct.
I bet they did PayPal personal goods and services, or not personal with services, personal goods, or family and friends, probably to avoid tax.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Probably.
Okay.
They didn't want to pay tax.
They would either do that or they would use cash. They would also use Cash App. There was literally a guild on console called Cash App that did carries both PvE and in PvP.
Whoa, for
because
cash?
they took payments through Cash App, yeah.
How much I wonder they
Why
made.
does someone this stupid have this much money?
Are they stupid though, or like
Yes.
can they okay, yeah, sure, I agree. But can they afford to lose the $2,000? I think I see.
Clearly they can. They've probably lost way more. This is like nothing to them, probably.
Yeah.
Do we know who the victim is? Air quotes victim.
I know who the victim was. They eventually.
Have they been
They
killed?
eventually.
Oh.
No, they eventually got their Godslayer complete.
Oh, well, then it's fine. Then there's we can forgive the money thing.
We cannot. The person
no?
progged it by themselves with a team. Yeah.
That's more valuable. I'd pay $2,000
Right, that's more
to do
valuable.
that. Not actually, well. I mean,
Have you guys ever read the book?
how much is ESO Plus?
Have you guys ever read the book?
$15.
The Book Thief.
The book thief.
Beef? No.
The Book Thief.
Oh.
So.
I have not.
Okay, so just to summarize, it's kind of like the book from the book stories from mostly the perspective of death. Like it's like a persona, like it's a death as a person kind of thing, or as a being. I feel like Jessica's death. She's just always kind of there in these scenes. Oh, I know that person. Oh, I did that person. Oh, I was there. I raided with that murderer.
Yeah.
Look, I blame the fact that I'm a social person. Like, I like talking to people. I'm very observant. I also am a very good soundboard for people too, because a lot of people don't have that, like, soundboard or somebody that they can just bounce off like their frustrations or stuff with, and that's what I do for my friends a lot of times.
Okay. You do know snitches get stitches, right? And
snitches definitely do get stitches. That's why I haven't gave names
yet.
No, I don't give names.
Okay.
The people that know who I'm talking about, they'll know who I'm talking about, because they like again, Xbox like lives
One
off
male helo,
gossip.
It lives
Yeah.
on gossip, but doesn't say names. Sag. But man, that's crazy. $2,000 gone just like that.
Yeah.
And the person used that, they put the money, used that for PC. He gave the PC, and then they're raiding, and now they're in our server. That's crazy. I don't know. God damn. That's crazy to me. I need to find this person. I don't know what I'm gonna do once I like find out who this is, but I don't know
what you're gonna do either.
Do I shake their hand or? I'm just walking around.
Job well done scamming somebody out of $2,000. You are a true Chad.
Oh,
good job, Ce-Nex. Oh my god. Anyway.
Poor Ce-Nex.
That's crazy. That's two crazy stories. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if Ollie's ready for one more.
I do.
You sure? You look like you're tired.
I don't know. I mean, like, this is what you hear about America in the news, is that these people
really?
Are
Come on. I've heard some crazy ass British news lately too.
Like, well, yeah.
Yeah, your recent PM.
I could Google Florida man and I would get these stories. You know, like...
Oh, Florida man.
I don't know.
Oh god.
But your recent PM couldn't outlast a head of lettuce. That's crazy news too, honestly.
That's true.
Shit.
Oh man.
All right. I guess hit us with the next one. I don't know if there's more.
So, the people that I raided with, that are close with me, knew the exact reason why I left Xbox to come to PC. But I was pretty much bullied to the point that I quit playing on Xbox. So people that I raided with that I considered friends had created a Discord and then were using said channel to shit talk people that they played with. Granted, I'm not innocent in that. I definitely partaked in that at the time. But I broke away from that. I was like, this is childish. I don't want to do this anymore, kind of reform. So I stopped. And then there was drama. Imagine that drama on the ESO raid team. To the point that two of my members didn't get along. My co-healer claimed that my one DPS was gaslighting her, was a narcissist, this and that. And they had trouble in the past. But she and I had come to agreement that if she wanted to step away, that I was going to let her step away and I wasn't going to stop her. So we were going for Griffinheart at the time, and she got upset at a comment that my one teammate made that she doesn't like. She said, I'm done. I quit middle of Prague. I said, okay, that's fine. So I called raid that night. She said she quit. So to minimize the impact of the drama that was going to ensue, that I knew was coming, all I did was remove the tags from her husband at the time, because he was one of our fills and a mutual friend of ours.
Oh hell no! Why you touch the husband?
No,
that's I don't know about
well,
that
no.
one.
So look, I removed the core. All I did was remove the core tags. The reason why I did that was I didn't want to put anybody in position to have to choose. Do you want to still run here, or do you want to have a decent relationship with your wife? I wasn't going to make somebody make that choice.
Well,
if they wanted to come back and raid, fine. I was giving time for it to cool off, but apparently I set off World War III, and apparently I became the bad guy in all of this.
Jesus.
To the point that they started spreading rumors about me publicly about things that I had shared with them regarding mental health to other people on band. It was getting everywhere. They literally are gaslighting bullies, basically, and I was late to the party because a couple of the guys that I've run with for years was telling me she's not who you think she is, her attitude and stuff is not right, and she's using you. And I was like, no, I was giving her the benefit of doubt, because she and I thought had a solid relationship. friendship, and that turned out to be not the case. My team, me leading, and her, we got her most of her completes and clears. We helped her guild get clears for her guild members, but I was the bad person because I wanted to eliminate drama and protect people's relationships with each other, and I wasn't kicking them out. Like, if they still wanted to run, they could, but nobody asked, like, if that was the case. Nobody asked anything. They just took the point of, oh, this is the worst case scenario, like, she's backstabbing, whatever. So there was like 3 months of like public drama, and I was just over it. I was like, I am literally 32 years old, and you are still stuck in a high school mindset. I don't got fucking time for this. So that was like my last straw for Xbox. And that's when I transferred over. Now, fast forward to a year later, Update 35 comes out, and a good majority of the raid community across all platforms has decreased significantly. Guess who she's running with that she claimed was gaslighting her and treating her like shit? The same person that she wanted me to kick off my team.
On Xbox or PC?
Now yes, on Xbox.
I mean, isn't that like, I don't know how to say this, like, inevitable? Because there's so many people. Well, I'm just saying, it's like there's not that many people anymore, right? It's just...
Right. So I 100% agree with that. But the fact that she is adamant about who that person is and always saying, I would never raid with them ever again, like, they're a terrible person and so are you, and blah blah blah, and like the fact that they want to go back and pretend like this stuff that they said didn't happen, or that they were in the right to treat people that the way that they did, I don't think is fair. Harley, they're a GM of one of, I think, 3 or 4 endgame guilds.
That's crazy.
I'll send you in a DM. I'm not gonna publicly put it out.
That's crazy though.
She has a following of people that hate her, and it came out after the fact because she boasts about being this really good healer, this really good player, and if you watch her VODs and stuff, like, the amount of dropped skills, the amount of like missed GCDs, like she doesn't keep the buffs up right, and like people would give her feedback about it, and then she would just be like, oh well, I already know what you're talking about, I already do that, I don't need your feedback.
Okay.
So
like,
we got
she's not a good.
Yeah, we got to backtrack. So wait a minute. So the story. Okay, there's a piece all here. So the story is she got mad at one person and quit mid-prog.
Yes.
And then I think the mistake you did, personally, from my perspective, was removing the tags from the husband. Because what was the complaint anyway from her end after that? Was it the fact that you removed her core tags or the husband?
The husband.
Okay, yeah, I think because it's like, well, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like, so
here's my thing. So if I would have left her tags or left his tags, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So he's gonna sit in that chat. So what if the team starts bashing on her because of her behavior?
Well, why would they? Wasn't she? It would have like mostly fine. Except with one person.
Most of the team hated her.
Oh, okay. Well, what did he read? What the fuck?
Like, the reason why they stuck out with her is because they were supporting me.
Okay.
And I thought her and I had a good healing relationship, and like we partnered well together. So the guys put up with her attitude and her disposition and her lack of understanding for how certain things worked, but at the same time they didn't like her, but they tolerated her for me.
Crazy. I don't know, I just feel like you should have just let them bash, honestly, at that point.
Yeah,
Even
maybe,
when
but
the husband's
also,
saying it,
like,
fuck it. You know, like,
did
it's not
you explain at the time, like, oh, I'm removing the husband as well, just so he doesn't get any, like...
I did.
it's
I explained to her in a DM. I was like, look, this is the action that I took. This is what I did. This is why I did that. But apparently I was still, like,
Okay.
the bad person because I was not willing to just fight for her and kick the one guy that she had a problem with.
Was it that kind of thing? Like,
Yes.
what was it? I'm breaking up with you, but then like they
Yes.
expect you to, you know,
Yes.
like what is it?
Yes.
What is it, like convince you to stay or some shit? And if you don't
It's
convince
an
them to stay,
ultimatum, basically.
right. If you don't
Yeah.
convince them to stay, you never cared in the first place. Oh my god.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Oh lord.
Right. That's exactly what transpired.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
And I feel like by removing their tags, you were trying to protect them, really. So that I feel that's kind of like a nice thing to do.
That was
And
the
yeah.
whole point. Like, I was
Yeah.
just trying to eliminate
Protect them.
potential. And I was the bad guy for it. Hell, they even still talk about me, even though I've been on PC for 2 years. Like, some of my friends that still play on Xbox have sent me screenshots of them talking shit about me,
And now you're talking shit
which
about
is
them on the
funny.
podcast.
Yeah,
funny.
I mean,
It's like hitting back.
do you actually care about what these people have to say about you? Because I don't.
No,
think you
I
should.
think it's actually
Okay.
funny.
Oh yeah,
No,
Right.
it's funny at this point that I'm taking up time in their head.
it's pretty funny.
Okay.
I got
They're taking up time in your head as well.
What?
Yes, they did. They
Oh,
they have
yeah.
been for a while, but
Hmm.
this only came up like.
Can we get
this
them on the
is only
podcast
coming up.
next week? Is that,
Bruh. That'd be funny
Good luck
as
with
fuck.
that.
along with the guy that's doing a trial? Like,
I mean, apparently he has a phone, so maybe he
Oh.
can call in. I don't know.
Call in. Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, like it's actually funny. There was an Xbox group that was made for haters of me, which was actually hilarious.
Oh yeah, I know.
No, really?
No, I no, of course I don't.
Yeah.
Why would... yeah, I set that up. Yeah.
But that came from the trade guild drama.
Trey Guild
The
drama.
hate-
no.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Let's go on that one then. Okay, so what?
All right,
The
so
more
Dipping
I
your toes
hear, the
everywhere.
more I wonder whether it's you that's at the heart of all this. Like, you're
No,
the
no,
one that's
no, it's not
caused all
me.
this drama.
the trade guild drama, I watched more of it happen than it actually happened to me.
Okay.
So trading on Xbox in general is extremely lucrative.
Okay.
To the point that there were trade guild parties. So on Xbox, for the longest time, traders would flip at 9:00 on Sundays, like in the evening. And what would happen is GMs and their one or two trusted officers, we would all get into an Xbox party. And we would start this party around 6 p.m. on a Sunday. Everybody would be talking about, okay, this is where we're going to be bidding. This is who we need to look out for. They literally would have spies in each other's guilds following people around that they knew did the bids. And then they would calculate out exactly what they bid by looking at the guild bank gold and then subtracting the difference that showed after the person placed a bid. So they would know exactly how much somebody bid so they could outbid them. This got so intense that cops were called and involved with two people because somebody threatened to blow up somebody's house, and then the other person
Jesus.
sent death threats in the mail to the other person.
Okay.
Wow.
So there was that. One of the guild's traders that would routinely just pop in on other people's traders just out of spite was a notorious gold buyer on console. And somehow someone who was a PC transfer figured out who they were buying their gold from, how they were buying the gold, and leaked it to Zos. with all of the transaction histories, which then ended up getting them account banned.
Wait, a PC transfer from PC to console?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I played with
Why
a
would
couple
you
of them.
do
So
that?
What?
it was right when, they were going to release ESO on console, and they were giving that one-time transfer to players that were on PC to transfer their entire accounts over to Xbox.
Oh my god, those people are idiots. Why?
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure they thought that they made a huge mistake after transferring.
Jesus.
Wait. So let's backtrack a little bit.
I mean,
So
that's more mind-blowing than the rest of this shit.
Not really. Really? No. Hold on. So people swatted each other, essentially, over
Yes.
guild trader
Yes.
bids. One
Yes.
person sent in death threats with with letters? With
I
mail
mean,
emails?
that's fine, isn't it?
So they sent like decapitated animal heads in the mail.
What?
Okay, but
Yes.
which animal?
You said
Because-
letters. That's not a letter.
With letters.
With letters.
With letters. Yeah, those are the death
This really
threats.
depends on what animal it is. Okay.
Whoa!
I
What
think
the? Was it a horse
I think
head
it
or
was
some
bunny
shit?
rabbit heads.
Bunny
Bunny
heads? Yo! What?
Okay. I mean, it could be worse.
What do you mean worse?
It could be like a horse.
Oh yeah, some fucking Godfather shit.
Like something
you know
bigger.
what I mean? What the
Or like,
How does that get through the mail? Bunny heads?
how much does it cost?
Rabbit heads?
No
Well,
idea.
yeah, firstly,
I don't
where'd
know.
you
I've
get
never.
Where'd you get the rabbit head? How much does it cost to post?
I mean, depending. All post is weight based, so I'm guessing however heavy the head is when you pack it.
But like,
If
don't
I
they
was
like?
going to send a message, I'd be going bigger. on
Was
that.
it like stuffed or like bloody or what's
No,
going on?
it was bloody. It was definitely bloody.
How did it get through
'cause
the
we
mail
saw
though? What the
pictures.
fuck? You know,
I mean-
was it in America or?
Yeah, it was here.
Don't you have to write on packages what's inside it?
No.
Oh, okay. You do here.
But it's like,
Like
wait.
all you'd have to do is package it so it wouldn't leak. So you would literally just need to seal it up in a container, then put a bag around it, and then package it in the box and make sure it doesn't move. Like that's just in general for anything perishable. Like I do that for my cookies and stuff that I send through the mail to make sure that they don't get shaken up or anything. They're in a container, and then I secure them in a bag, and then I secure them with packing peanuts around it to make sure that it doesn't move.
So you're telling me they bust people for like shipping weed and shit, but they can't bust people for shipping animal heads? Come on, man. That's kind of fucked up. What the fuck?
Look,
That's
I don't know
that's
if dogs are
crazy.
looking for animal parts. They're drug sniffing dogs, right? They're
Oh my god.
looking for drugs. I don't think an animal head is a drug.
Okay, so they were sending rabbit heads with threatening letters to someone's
Yes,
mail
correct.
address.
Yes.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around that. What? Over a guild trader?
Yes. Over Guild Traders Lost. Yes.
Jesus. Okay.
But this person's
and
getting
then-
3 rabbit heads, so who's the real winner?
What? Okay, so
Oh my god.
Put that in a stew or something?
and the
or
other
give it to the dog?
person, what? They had the cops called on them because of a bomb threat.
Yes, they got swatted
Oh Jesus! Over a guild trader.
because they all over Guild Trader. And then there was also personal information leaked on Facebook in certain Facebook groups. And like people were threatening to steal people's girlfriends.
What?
There was
Wait,
yeah.
wait.
When you say
Steal?
people's
What does that
girlfriends, are we
mean? Like
talking
kidnap
about,
or like seduce?
No, not kidnap, seduce. Yes, seduce.
Okay.
That happened twice. That caused a lot of rifts among couples that were running guilds because it toppled 2 guilds.
What?
When the girlfriend left the guy and went
What?
to somebody else.
What?
I think you're doing that person a favor.
What is going on here? Wait.
Look,
So they
trade
actually
guilds
stole
are-
their girlfriend or seduced their girlfriend?
Yes.
How?
Yes. I mean, I don't know. How does online relationships work to begin with?
Oh wait. Oh my god. I thought you were talking about like actual couples.
Okay.
And then like
Yeah,
they would
actual
That
leave
live
their
together?
partner. Yeah, that live together, and they would leave their partner for some person whispering seductively
No.
into the Xbox mic at 2 a.m. or something. You know what I mean? Hey, baby,
No.
you DTF? You know what I mean? I'm thinking that
God.
shit. You know, not like online relationship shit. You know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah.
Want to buy girlfriend? Craglon's own chat. It's like, that doesn't count.
that's crazy though. Still.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are threatening to steal girlfriends. Okay, that's a new one
Yeah.
I've never heard of.
The trade scene on Xbox was like literally watching the mafia unfold. It was
see.
really bad.
Oh god. So bomb threats, decapitated animal heads, stealing girlfriends. I mean, I don't know how much more there could be at that point. What the fuck?
No, that's the extent of my tea for today.
For
But
trade
yeah.
guilds? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's like the normal trade guild stuff where you've got people that like try to sabotage another guild by like recruiting their members and stealing their traders and stuff like that. But that happens on PC too, so.
That does? How come Cassandra
Yeah.
wasn't telling me about this shit last week? Remember? Like, damn. God damn, that's... I'm trying to wrap my mind around that shit. Decapitated.
Console is literally the wild, wild west. There's like no adult supervision on console, I swear.
Did they ever find out who was sending all that mail and swatting?
Oh yeah, we figured out who was doing it.
And then what happened?
Well, the one guy ended up in jail because his drinking got out of hand and he knocked somebody out at a bar.
Was it the...
So he got arrested for assault. So he kind of like dropped off the ESO scene in general, and then the other one got his account banned twice. So I think after the second account ban, he was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Which one was which? Sending the mail or swatting people over to Guild Trader?
Swatting was the one that got account banned twice. The one that was sending death threats with animal heads was the one arrested for assault.
What the fuck? You know, I was thinking like the other way around actually. Oh man, I was trying to guess which one was which, and I'm like, you know, the guy who did the assault probably, you know, swatted. But maybe not. I guess that's
Really? I don't know. No, if you're capable of assault, you're capable of cutting off a
True.
rabbit head.
true.
Maybe.
Yeah. You think it's like a reflection of their real life kind of thing?
Yeah. What roles did they play?
So like, who's more likely to swat people?
DPS. They were both DPS.
DP.
Was the I have a feeling like the bunny head guy is like a necro, maybe.
The necro.
The
Oh my
necro main.
god.
No, Bunny Guy was a DK main.
Oh.
What's with the DKs?
The guy that swatted was a necro.
What's with the DKs?
Don't trust DKs.
First, the DK
Look.
healer turns out to be murderer in real life, and now it's a DK DPS that's sending
Look, it's an
animal heads.
oppressed class that they're now lashing out and trying to gain
The
back
flame
their
lashing
out. Okay, yeah.
I guess first red flag, DK main. God damn.
I'm saying nothing.
I would be
And
surprised.
I want to speak to my lawyer.
Oh my god. Alright. Ollie. Wait for our next one.
Already.
What?
Are there any on PC? Because I feel like I don't know.
Any what? Murderers?
Well, I mean, if you
Nah, not
if
that
I
I
had
know
to
of.
guess, if I had to guess what server these were happening on, I probably would have said Xbox NA. Like,
Why? Why Xbox? Well, why Xbox NA?
well, I mean, if you play a console, you're probably kind of young and immature, and
Okay.
NA is just like wild anyway.
It's called freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Freedom?
sure.
Okay.
But wait,
Freedom
how
to
old were
send
these people though? Like,
animal heads in the mail. Yeah.
how old were these people though? Like in their 20s, 30s?
Yeah, no, these were these were legit adults.
Yeah, but
The
they're
one
adults that
guy
play consoles,
was
so there's already like something wrong there.
26. Yeah, the one guy was 26, and the other one I think was 32.
32, 26. What about the murderer?
19 or 20, I think he is now.
Jesus.
Okay.
Keeps going lower. And what about that person that was gaslighting people? They had a husband though, so I'm assuming.
She's our age.
So
What's our age?
Yeah,
Because we don't
she's
know
50s.
how old Nefas is.
50s.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
50s. Okay, no.
Yeah,
At
she's
the
our
time,
age.
so I would say she's like early 30s.
Okay. I mean, on average, they seem. I mean, it's adults, right? Like actual, like past 25 adults.
Yeah, but they play
Yeah.
consoles, so their brains aren't like.
What?
There's
fully
already
formed.
something wrong. They've got console brain.
Oh my god.
Well, like, they've got the mental age of maybe a bit younger, right?
You think?
Yeah.
You think the environment
Stick.
makes the person? I think so.
Yes.
Like a
Well,
large part of it.
Partly, yeah.
No, not partly. I think a large part of it.
But that's still a part, yeah. A large part.
Yeah, but you made it sound like it's a small part. I think it's a
Okay,
big,
no, it's a
huge
big
part.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like maybe if these people were on PC, would they be the same people or kind of personalities, personas? I think, or would they be the same? Would they be different or be the same? You think they were in a different environment? Because I think a toxic environment makes a toxic
for
person.
sure, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of person you are. Well, not no matter, but like most people.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm.
I think it's a survival thing.
I
too.
think if they were on PC, the behavior may not have escalated as far as it did. It might have been a lot more tame.
Yeah. Is that because there's more people around to sort of monitor that kind of behavior and notice it and call it out? And...
Maybe. I think it's also a survival kind of thing. Like you have to adapt to the environment. You know, I know some hot-headed console transfers over the years that came over to PC, and they had to chill out a bit. To like, because you can't have everyone hating you. If everyone hates you, then no one's gonna raid with you.
Yeah.
And I think some of them realized that quick, others didn't, and they fell off. So, yeah, I think the environment makes a part. The person's like behavior. But yeah, is there more tea on the way, Jessica?
No more tea.
No more tea. Why not no more tea?
Because the rest of the tea that I could talk about is probably boring. Because it's just nonsense drama.
Try us.
Give us
the nonsense drama.
I'm sure there's ongoing tea that's.
I don't think there's any.
We wouldn't be able to mention
on PC or on Xbox.
On PC.
Anywhere.
I don't think. I think Jessica only knows
I haven't
Xbox
heard.
and PC.
Well, no. I mean, yeah, I don't know anything about PlayStation. PlayStation's beyond my knowledge base.
Mm-hmm.
I only know like 3 people who have played on PlayStation that are on PC that I've talked to. But yeah, like I don't know if PC ever had this like thing. I don't know why it was a console thing, coupling, where like you would get players who end up like dating or coupling over ESO to the point where you can't have one of them. They come as a package deal kind of thing.
Yeah. Ollie and I talked about
that.
This before. How
That has caused so much raid teams either dismantling or like just being it like the number of times that I've seen prog groups crumble because they want to keep one and not the other, but because they're a package deal, then you lose both, and now you've got to replace a good player and a not so good player. That had ruined several raid teams on Xbox. To a degree that like some people were dubbing people like the Guild Destroyer.
Destroyer. Yeah,
because of how often.
There are people like that. Like every team they join is dead within 6 months.
That's a good title.
Like it's crazy. No, you don't. That is not a title you should be proud of.
You don't think so? Come on.
Can we put all those people in like one guild together and see?
Yo,
it can be like a sort of reality show.
So
ESO
good.
reality show.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I actually talked about this with Kinderdyne too. Like what if we made a guild with 500 guild masters in it? That would be the most efficiently run guild in the world. Everyone would be doing their own part. Everyone would be hosting events. Everyone would be planning shit.
Yeah.
But, this kind of, the couple thing, I kind of want to go back to that, the whole steal your girlfriend shit. With the trade guilds. So, how does that work? Like, so, on console, stealing girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yeah.
Wait, was it primarily the female that was targeted? The woman?
Yes, it was primarily females being targeted, yes.
How? Okay, by men or other women?
Yes, by men.
And these were co-GMs of trade guilds that they were targeting?
Yes, correct. Of competition, yes.
And then how...
One couple actually ended up getting married after he stole her from whoever she was dating. They actually got married in real life, yeah.
Ring of Mara? Oh, real life, okay.
Yeah, they got married in real life.
How long did that
They lived together.
You said you didn't have any more tea. What the fuck? Shake the bag, there's more tea. That's crazy. What? Oh, hold on. They got married after...
They've been married for 3 years now, and they have a kid together.
What?
Okay.
And this is how I met your mother.
Stole her from...
Seduced her so I could... What is it? Topple a trade guild. Oh, by the way, we got married. They had a kid. That's crazy. Well, that's weird though that they would target the woman. Why not the men? I feel like the men would be easier. You know what I mean?
You know, have you yourself tried to hook up or connect with another male gamer?
Me?
No, yes.
Like connecting in what way? Like, are we talking about sexually? Or are we talking about like socially? What's going on here?
Think about your general stereotype of a guy gamer, right?
Okay, sure.
They don't pay attention to flirtatious advances by women. They think they're just being friendly. They
is that the stereotype?
Look over.
I think the stereotype's the other way around, right? Like they take anything as flirtatious.
You're talking about like the thirsty virgins.
Yeah. That's a stereotype of gamers, right?
I mean, if you think of the younger version of a gamer, yes. If I think of older gamers, like 30s, 40s, those guys are more invested in their video games than they are finding a connection with a woman.
No way. I think it's the same all the way around. Like I think most men would be like, oh my god, she gave me a orb combustion synergy. I think she wants me to ask her out or some shit like that. I think that's you know what I mean? That's most. That's like that's like the definition, right? That's like the definition or like stereotypical definition. I think of a gamer. You know what I mean? Mm. I don't know about like being more obsessed with the game. I feel like that's a select few. Like I don't.
That's the 3600 CP Mega Chads that.
I don't know. I think most. But yeah, please continue with what you think. Yeah.
So I think for a woman to do something like that towards a man, like men are a lot more skeptical of a pretty woman who plays a video game reaching out to them and being flirtatious than a woman that plays a video game is. Like we deal with advances all the time, whether they're wanted or unwanted, and like the amount of energy that goes into sifting through nonsense DMs is astronomical, and it's exhausting, to be honest.
Okay.
You
But
could have just asked me to stop,
if-
to be fair. You don't have to out me.
but like when we come across that guy that legitimately is just like, he seems like he just wants to play, be a friend or whatever, like we are more accepting to dropping our guard at that point because of all of the nonsense that we go through up until that point.
Okay.
So
that's got to be like a slow burner, though. You can't you can't steal someone's girlfriend like that.
What?
I feel like
you can, like
you
you put in a sense of doubt, like you put that
shit.
sense of doubt into them about like, is this the relationship I want? Like, am I getting everything I want out of this? Like, do I communicate well with him? Like, and stuff like that. Like, all you have to do is plant a seed of doubt about anything. And because women overthink a lot, because at least I know I do. I overthink everything.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
they're gonna start getting
what's
in
the
their head.
turnaround between threatening to steal someone's girlfriend and actually stealing them?
About 3 months.
That's. I feel like the drama would be over by then. I like how you knew that immediately as well. That's interesting.
Well, that's how long it took them. That's how long it took the one guy to take the one girl, was a 3-month span.
That's a long con, though. 3 months.
Yeah, but I agree with Nefas. If you went for the guy, I reckon you could have that in about 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. What? I feel like they made it a lot harder to go after the woman. I'm like, really? The woman? I don't know about that.
But the guy, you're talking about guys having to go after guys, though. Like,
no, you could send
most of these GMs were men.
Oh.
You could send the slutty girlfriend after the trade guy.
When you catfish them?
Yeah, well, you could catfish them.
I think, we were talking about this the other day too, the catfishing thing, right?
Oh God, the catfishing thing.
I'm just saying, if you truly want to catfish a man, and same goes for a woman, you need a man. If you want to catfish a woman, you need a woman.
To get inside their brain, because they.
Because you know what they want, right? You know what they want. Like, a man knows what a man wants, and a woman knows what a woman wants.
Okay.
100%. And that's why most of the catfishing that goes on isn't fake, isn't like fake pictures or whatever. It's like the opposite, right? Sex. So men end up catfishing men pretending to be women, and vice versa, right?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
God, I haven't. Do you remember that Catfish on MTV? Do you remember that? Is that still going?
I think that's still going.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard it's popular.
It's very popular.
Should we do the
That
ESO
reminds
version?
me.
The ESO.
This reminds me of the Catfish saga on Xbox.
Oh, here we go, more tea. It's not over yet. Let's brew some tea.
So this was a few years ago. I would say 2018-ish. There was a huge scandal that came out among the PvP community that also kind of spanned into PvE. So there was a woman who played a healer. Why is it always women and healers? I don't understand.
What do you mean? What do you
mean? The guys keep getting arrested. The guy healers.
Yeah, the male healers are going to jail for murdering people.
That was you fucked it.
Were they DK
so,
main?
Huh?
Were they DK main?
Oh God, no. They were not. Okay. So she made her rounds among the elite of the PvP world.
What does that mean? Made her rounds?
She got the whole. Again, this comes down to this whole e-dating thing that I don't understand. She e-dated a bunch of the guys who were within the same friend group almost. Okay. And it eventually came out that she was actually not who she said she was. She was actually married. She was in the military. She literally used all of them. Nothing was ever real. And she used her best friend's photos.
Oh hell no.
To disguise who she was. And then all of this was linked on. There was a Facebook group, and I'm pretty sure it's still around. It's called ESO Exposed.
Wow, that sounds
Like,
like a dumpster
yeah.
fire.
I'm probably in
definitely
there.
is.
I'm probably in there somewhere.
Oh, it definitely is. But like a lot of times it was like exposing people, like they were playing bad in PvP or like doing something dumb or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm
but
definitely in there.
this definitely made the ESO Exposed page. And like this spanned the course of like 3 years that this had gone on. But she's like the most notorious catfish on Xbox who eventually came over to PC. I believe she changed her tag or whatever, and like I think she stuck with PvP and didn't go into PvE at all when she came to PC.
Is she hanging out with the guy who stole $2,000?
You know what? That's you never know. That's highly possible. Who knows?
Okay.
But catfishing is definitely a thing that happens, I think, on all platforms. I've heard of some horror stories from PC.
Oh yeah, there was one too. Yeah.
I know people who've catfished as like a better ESO player than themselves to get like they, is that catfishing as well? Like
yeah.
if you like
What do you
submit
mean?
a pass that isn't actually yours to get into it.
That's still catfishing.
Yeah,
that's a different catfishing, but
that's different.
Which would you rather be? Would you rather be catfished by someone that wins your heart and is not who they say they are, or who gets into your raid team and isn't who they say they are?
My heart.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'd rather not raid with a liar.
Oh my god, you'd rather.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Where's the logic behind that right now?
Okay, hold up. The raid. Okay, so let's say I get my heart broken by a catfish. Okay, my raid team will be there to catch me. You need a support system, right? But if you let someone not genuine, not authentic, it doesn't you know what I mean? Like into your raid team, how do you trust that? How do you trust them? You can't.
Yeah.
That's
I'd rather
I
be
don't
catfished.
understand the logic behind this.
Your partner's your life, but your raid team's your whole world.
Exactly.
You can't.
Apparently.
What's the adage, right? What's the adage for relationships or couple relationships, right? It's like there's plenty of fish in the sea. Well, there aren't plenty of raiders in the sea. That's for fucking sure.
I mean, there's some that should get back in the sea, but that's not the same.
Oh my god.
You know how hard it is to fill a goddamn roster? Shit. Anyway.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
Also, I'm pretty sure we spend more time with our raid team than our partners.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, yeah.
That'd be more of a betrayal.
Yeah.
Jeez.
See, yeah, I'd rather get catfished. Yeah. No, I'm serious. I'm not joking.
You heard it here
100%
first,
serious.
folks. Nefas would prefer to be catfished than be with the matters of the heart than he would in a raid, because raid matters more.
I mean,
It's a support system.
I'm with
That's
Nefas
crazy.
on this, for sure.
What were we talking about before this? Oh yeah, we're talking about seducing fucking trade GMs or some shit. I'm like, what?
Yes.
And they targeted women. I'm like, that's like turning on the hard mode in the
That's
fucking,
a long game. That's a long game.
It's like you can clear the dungeon, but you turn on hard mode. It's like, what the fuck? You just stare for monster set, like a monster head, right? Like a headpiece, and fucking you turn on hard mode. Like, bro, what?
Oh my god.
But
I mean, if you got any tips for someone wanting to seduce a
she told you the tips earlier.
raid girl,
I was
you
actually
gotta go slow.
No, I was actually in shock because she was telling us the secrets, the fucking key. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's about the seed of doubt. I'm like, what the fuck?
You have to just say you're not like the other guys.
That's
some deep psychological shit.
stuff's
That's some deep psychological shit. I'm just saying.
Look,
a nice guy.
nothing I said is a secret. Like,
Yeah,
nothing
it
I said
kinda
is a
is.
secret.
Yeah,
I've never heard of
Nuh-uh.
this. I've never heard of this.
The
I've never heard of
secrets
this.
to getting connected with a woman is connecting with her on a psychological, emotional level. Like, if you can achieve that,
What?
you're going to achieve basically world domination.
When they're in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay, can you catfish someone with my pictures and then is that would that be catfishing? Is that catfishing?
Yeah, I guess, because you're not,
it?
because it's not you.
Yeah,
Someone
but,
else
like,
is
the
using
person
your
that shows
pictures.
up, yeah, but the IRL meetup, it would actually be me, right?
Oh, you're talking about someone else talking to them for you.
Yeah.
But that's
So
fucked up because you can't do that. Because it's like, how are you going to talk about things you talked about beforehand? You didn't read the transcript or some shit?
You know, I could like read the messages, read the text chat or whatever.
Okay.
Just have someone else doing the chatting, and then
I think there's actually services for that shit. It's called matchmaking. It's like matchmakers or some shit like that, trying to like match you with people. Like they're the medium, they're the intermediary, right?
Is that still catfishing?
Yeah.
Though?
Yeah, I don't.
Would
yeah,
you be
it kinda is.
disappointed? Would you be disappointed if?
I mean,
don't
is
know.
this a Ray Team application or some shit? Are you trying it out? I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Oh my god.
So okay, so they went for the long con, 3 months to seduce or.
That is like a
Is
sort
that-
of
is that
trifecta
cheating?
progression, isn't it?
Is that cheating?
That is cheating.
How,
Well,
what,
like
did
cheating
they,
in the
did they
game?
break up?
That's
With,
against
did they
terms of
break up with their
service, or what do you
partner?
mean?
Like, did the trade guildmaster or code guildmaster break up with their partner before, or like what's?
At they broke up with them after 3 months of talking to this person because they
Oh.
didn't want to be in a relationship with them anymore.
Is that cheating?
They develop. So we've discussed this previously. So they developed an emotional connection
Mhm.
that literally is emotional cheating. So yes, it is cheating.
But they broke up with them.
They broke up with the other person before any physical cheating happened, but emotional cheating happened. Yes.
Huh.
But
At least they broke up with them.
but the new coupling like each other anyway. So where's the problem?
They
They've
didn't like
both
each other.
found someone that they prefer.
No.
They did.
Well, yeah, because they got a kid and they're married now, right?
No, that's the
Yeah,
person who
correct.
was seduced.
Yeah.
Yeah, seduced by the new person.
Right.
So this is a
but
happy story, really, isn't it?
Well, for him, the guild ended up going under, and he ended up quitting ESO, and nobody heard from him after that.
I mean,
Yeah, Ollie. What about the man, dude?
he should be happy that his e-girlfriend has found real life happiness. No?
Yeah, I get, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not everybody is that happy or enlightened enough to reach that level of acceptance.
I feel like that's. I still can't wrap my mind around that. The woman. I was expecting it to be the man. Honestly, it's crazy.
Yeah. So if anyone's like trade husband goes missing, just know it was me and Nefas that did it.
Shit. Oh my god, that's.
But I mean, I'm not surprised. Most of the GMs are men because women tend to not talk a lot.
What do you mean?
Like,
I don't.
so so at least on Xbox, like I went like a while before I ever talked in game. But like it's like there are some people out there where as soon as you talk, like they lose their minds, like, oh my god, there's a girl, like I don't know how to function like a normal human being.
Right.
And like it puts us in awkward positions because like some guys will come out and say inappropriate comments or jokes that they think are funny, but why would you say something to somebody you just met? You don't know like what kind of humor they like, or like
True.
are they going to be offended by this joke that you say and stuff, and like it just makes things really awkward.
My general rule of thumb is to talk like I'm in front of them. You know what I mean? I feel like people just kind of forget. Like, if you put yourself in a situation where it's like, or in an imaginary scenario where you're like sitting in front of them or standing in front of them directly face to face, what would you say? Would you say the same thing?
or you.
I'd say the same thing. I'd say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the same way. I never really thought about it that way.
Yeah,
I
but
try
I think
and
people
speak
do
to
that
people
shit.
as if I try and imagine them in a relationship and what would be appropriate to say.
Wait, what?
Like, you know,
What are you talking about?
Maybe this is why I don't have a partner, because I treat everyone like they're already married and you do not flirt at all.
My point is like people on the internet just don't think of that
Real
shit.
long game.
So they say whatever the fuck comes to mind at that point because they think there's no consequences. You know.
Yeah, that's true too.
So we'll come back to the tea in a bit, but I've asked a couple guests in the past, not all of them, a couple women on our podcast, what it's like to be a woman playing ESO. Like, what?
Sorry.
What are you laughing?
I just got. What's it like to be a woman? How can I be like a?
No, motherfucker.
Show me what it's like to be a woman. I want to be like a real woman.
Oh God! I just want to be a real one.
Why are you fucking laughing? I'm trying to go. I'm trying to like transition us into like a different branch of conversation and shit. But anyway, why are you?
Okay, that wasn't the angle you were going for.
Why are you crying, bro? God.
You're asking on behalf of everyone, not just for yourself. What it's like.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Are you done? You want to take a walk real quick?
Tell us what's it like being a woman?
Go take a walk. Oh, shit.
We'll be right back after these ads. Let's go. Sorry, no, go on with your nice, genuine question about...
It is a genuine question. What the fuck? Okay, but anyway. Okay, so the question is, we've asked... Stop. What are you doing? Anyway, previous guess what basically like what it's like to be in a predominantly like kind of male environment, right? And I've asked Ce-Unicorn as well this question, like, and she answered this from mostly a PC perspective. I'm curious what the console perspective is on this one, because it might be, because these are two totally different environments, right?
Right. It's actually scary, if I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
So my start to ESO was rocky, to say the least. So my general gaming background is lackluster at best, to be honest. I didn't start playing video games until I graduated pharmacy school. I ended up playing video games because I just had so much time on my hands and I needed a hobby or something, because I went from working 40 hours plus going through pharmacy school to just working 40 hours or 60 hours a week. And like, I had so much free time compared to what it was before. So I was introduced to ESO because my husband and my his best friend played Skyrim, and they're like, oh, there's this new game coming out. And we think you'll like it. We're going to give it a shot. I was like, okay. So, I was like mesmerized by ESO. I'd never played a game like that. So the games that I had been exposed to prior to ESO were limited to Halo, Call of Duty, and BioShock. Beyond that, I didn't really play anything. So ESO essentially was my first MMORPG. And I thought, like, at first I was really overwhelmed. But as a gamer on console, I knew better than to speak in chat at first.
Okay.
Because of my experiences on other games. And I came across a group of individuals when I first started by accident. I was like in game chat apparently, and I didn't know I was, and I was like just jamming out to some music, and I was singing along, and this guy came up to me and he like told me he stalked me for like 15 minutes just listening to me sing. So that was already weird to begin with. And then he had asked me like, did I have a guild? Did I have a group of friends that I played with? And I was like, no, not really. Like I have my husband and my his best friend, but it's just me. Like we don't have anything. They're like, oh, come join this guild. Like it's basically a group of people that you can hang out with and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. So he invited me to the guild or whatever, but they treated that environment so differently than I was expecting. So a lot of them were treating the guild as some of you know the game like Second Life, and treated it as such, to the point that I was uncomfortable because the guy that had invited me to the guild kind of like claimed me as his, basically, and he told me who I could play with, what I could play on, when I could play, what I could do, stuff like that. And I was like, hold on, like this is a video game, like I'm just trying to play and I want to play with these people. And he was like, you're mine, like that's not how this works, like that's like you're violating my trust playing with these people. And I was like, I don't understand what you're saying, like this is a video game, like what trust is there being violated by me leveling and playing with these people? And it got super awkward to the point like he was trying to control me like he was my husband, but he wasn't. But according to, like based off of his logic,
your husband shouldn't
he
be
was my
controlling you like
husband.
that either. Like, what the fuck?
Oh no, well no, obviously not. But like he thought we were married in game,
In game.
for real. And like, yeah, like because we did the Ring of Mara thing. I did that for, now listen, I did it for XP, right? And that's all I thought about it as XP. And apparently to him that was it meant way more than just XP. And he blacklisted me from 2 of the PvP alliance guilds that we played with at the time, because we co-opt with 2 other groups, and then blacklisted me from our guild, kicked out the friend of mine that I was playing with at the time, because God forbid us make Sorks together to play on Sorks because I wanted to learn another class. So he kicked me from that guild and then started spreading really nasty rumors about me to the people within that guild, because I didn't know anybody else on the game other than them. And like all of them like basically shunned me like I was some type of leper, or I had literally done something seriously wrong, like actually cheat on him, which was crazy. So I literally was going to stop playing ESO because I was like, if this is how this game is, I don't want anything to do with people like this. Like I was under the impression like this was how you were supposed to play the game, and I wasn't comfortable doing that. So I like went solo basically for a long time until I came across someone asking one of my trade guilds. They were looking for somebody to fill for a VAA hard mode at the time, and like we're talking, there's no other trials out. Like there's still veteran ranks, and stuff. So at the time, like VA hard mode was actually hard. So that was my first trial that I ever did. And I'm happy that I did that because I met a completely different group of individuals who were helpful. They literally crafted me gear, golded it out, wouldn't take a coin for anything, for any of the materials. They sat down, they like talked to me about what it meant to like do rotations, what it meant to have like passives and stuff, because like as we all know, this stuff isn't really included into the tutorial at that time. Like the revamped tutorial didn't come out until a couple years ago when they decided to redo how people start the game. And I'm super thankful for those guys because they showed me that there are going to be really shitty people on the game, but there are other types of people that make the game fun. I think if I wasn't a female, if I was just a guy, I would have had a much different start to the game. But because of the fact that I am a female and there are people that play video games online that target women because they are women and they think that they can do stuff without consequence online because it's not, to them it's not real, or they can be somebody that they are not, I think makes women a much more vulnerable population to when it comes to gaming. But I've actually met some really cool women who don't really talk outside of like their very small knit group, and they're very good players, but they're afraid to branch out beyond their small, like beyond their comfort zone because of people like that. So I think it's much more worse on console than it is on PC. Because on console you have in-game chat and you've got proximity chat and stuff like that, where yeah, you can mute and stuff, but people can still follow you or do whatever. Versus when you play on PC, you literally have to share the same Discord in order to verbally communicate with another person. And I think that's a nice barrier to protect players that are vulnerable, whether they be women or even special needs at that point. I think when people ask for proximity chat on PC, I don't think people understand what exactly that would entail, and how much of a detriment that's going to end up to the community as a whole.
Assuming it goes unmoderated, though, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
But if it's moderated,
but who's going to moderate it though?
ZOS will have to do it.
ZOS doesn't moderate the chat on Xbox. I can tell you that right now.
I think it's harder for them to do. Right, because you would need to send you would need to have people log on as game masters, right, from the company, and then they'd have to moderate the voice chat. But like, people still can't. People still can't.
People to be that.
I mean, a game master existed or exists. But the problem with console, I feel like, is like, the PS5s are still out of stock. So they can't even get on console. I'm sorry. But I don't know. There's something about console, I feel like it's just like they don't. Maybe I feel like they just don't keep a close eye on it at all compared to PC. Like if something happens on PlayStation or Xbox, from what I've heard and from the stories you told us today, it's like it doesn't seem like they pay attention to that at all. Like,
oh no, yeah.
Is that even their responsibility though? Because I mean, I feel like it's a certain
absolutely it should be their
player
responsibility
that drifts towards console.
Yeah, but they can at least moderate, But I don't know. So what is it like? You can make infinite number of accounts, right, on each console.
Correct. Yes.
So
as long as you've purchased the game once, you don't have to purchase it again. You can infinitely create accounts as long as the accounts are on that same Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean that's a bit of a problem.
Right. So that's maybe a part of the reason why they can't moderate it.
Can't you do this on like PC anyway? You could just make a new email account, email address.
You would have to, but you have to buy the base game still. You have to buy the game in order to create an account.
Yeah, like free to play weekends and stuff. But...
Yeah, you can do that, but
yeah, it's okay.
But I feel like they have a much of a closer eye on PC for reasons I don't quite understand.
Have you ever seen a game master on PC?
Yeah, at least 4 or 5 times.
Console's never seen one.
You've never seen one on console?
Never seen one on console. Never. I've seen imposters, but I've never seen one.
I'm sure there's someone on console who's probably seen one. I mean, probably in 2015. That's probably when they were most active, if I recall correctly. 2015, 2016. The last one I saw was in 2017. Some shit like that. That was 5 years ago on PC.
So you don't think that that's a problem though? Like, you're talking about a 5-year, 6-year gap of people really not showing that they've seen a game master. Like, shouldn't you see one every so often? Like, I'm not saying daily, but like every few months here and there.
It'd be nice.
But is that really going to solve the issue of safeguarding people that are vulnerable? Like,
well, I feel like if people know that there are game masters around, they'd be more careful.
I think the presence, like the understanding that there could potentially be a game master present that you don't see, could curtail some of the actions. It's not going to be the end-all be-all answer for it. No, I don't think that's going to stop everything, but I think it would be a step in the right direction to get us to a point where people might think twice about being a degenerate online.
What steps can people take like now to sort of safeguard themselves against this kind of behavior? Because I assume it's going to be going on
console,
like,
or in general.
In general, anywhere. Like, my first instinct would be, if someone was trying to claim me, I would not take them seriously at all. But then I can understand the implications of, okay, well, if they've got some kind of like power, they could swap me or whatever. And I can understand like why someone would sort of almost let that happen because they're afraid of the consequences otherwise. You know.
The only way to stop.
Sorry,
everyone.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
From my personal experience, the only way to stop that, at least from a communal perspective, is to actually like, eliminate it as a collective. Not you don't even have to have a majority to start. You need to have like some sort of I don't know, nuclear core of some sort of community, and then like say, okay, that's here's where we draw the line, and what do we like? Just kind of assess the situation and yourselves, and be like, well, what do we really want? What do you really want? And just go from there. That's what PC did, at least, right? I mean, we were super fucking toxic back then, and it's like, well, we assessed ourselves too. Like, is this really how we want to go forward, and is this really productive, and is this really gonna attract more people to raiding with us? And the answer was obviously no. I think gradually the mindset kind of changed. The more people realizing that and mellowing out a bit more also helped that once that kind of mindset was in, some people were just kind of like isolated who still continued in their behavior. You know, I think console would need to do that, but I don't know if console can do that. From what I hear, anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any. I mean, it's going to be on the community in itself to just not accept that type of behavior, but you have to think about the maturity level of majority of the community on Xbox or even on PlayStation. Like, you're getting much younger maturity levels, so trying to get them to not do something that their friends are doing because it's cool is a lot more difficult than it is on PC. I think PC is much better
I'd say it was worse than
moderated
console at one point.
Definitely. Well, based off of stories I've heard from you, yeah, PC was definitely much more worse than console, but I think nowadays it's better.
I think console can do it though.
For sure.
But it would require
you're gonna take
it would require a lot of effort and also participation from like at least, well, I don't know, at least like, well, I don't know who fucking is remaining at this point in terms of a rating endgame. There's only like 1 or 2 teams on Xbox NA, right? And one team barely.
I heard they just lost their healer as well. The DK healer's going through some trials. There's a healer spot open if you're on Xbox NA.
Oh god.
And that's kind of the worrying part, at least on PC for me. Like, I think the open raiding environment is dead, or is gonna die soon, for sure. I
think 35 solidified that.
Well, I don't know if you saw the numbers or the stats I posted with Project
Yeah,
Vitality, but I think
I
that's
did.
that's a big reflection of, like, I think core teams will come back. It's gonna be the new fashion now, the new meta, or the new trend.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna be interested or be invested in hosting open raids, hosting open runs, or even trainers, really, like open trainers. I think people are just gonna turtle up and focus on themselves and like the people closest to them, and just do core teams. And I think a big fallout from that will probably be a lack of moderation in some sense, or behavior. So if you don't have an open raiding environment, what's the incentive to not misbehave? That makes sense. Because with an open raiding environment, it's like, if you're a piece of shit, no one's gonna want to raid with you. But if there's no one to raid with in the first place anyway, why not be a piece of shit? That's kind of it. And I think we're returning to that environment here pretty soon. So.
And plus, like, you know, if you kick the toxic person, then what? Then you can't raid because there's no one to fill that spot. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. So we're going back to 2017-ish or pre-2019 kind of deal, which sucks. You know, that's a trend right now. Numbers don't lie, unfortunately, in this case.
Yeah.
I mean, is it improving this patch? Like, is
open raiding or just raids?
Yeah. There are more people raiding
No.
now?
No.
I think Ce-Nex did the math for me. Where's the math? For Project Vitality, right? You know about it, right, Ollie? Of course. Ce-Nex did the math. 90% decrease in raid leads.
Okay.
So down from a peak of
from when?
Down from a peak of 266 around update 35 PTS. Now we have 26.
Okay.
90% flat.
There is kind of like a natural sort of decrease in raiding after like
this
the big
is not
patch,
natural.
the summer patch. I know it's a hell of a lot more, but I don't know.
Well,
is there any positive spin to put on it?
No, not really. Because I also have other metrics. Like if we were just looking at just ESOU, I don't think that's indicative of anything. For example, let's say there's 5 guilds on PCNA hosting open runs in ESOU. That doesn't really mean much in itself, because you could say, okay, there's 5 hosting here, but then there's like 15 or 10 more teams doing their own raids in their own environments on the server. Does that make sense? There's more activity than meets the eye. But I have other metrics as well, unfortunately, which is like, and the metrics is by YouTube and Twitch. And I've confirmed this with other number crunchers and people who actually look at the data. The ESO Twitch directory has fallen drastically. It's lower than pre-COVID. So, numbers are down. I've also talked to other YouTubers, ESO YouTubers, and there's a big reason why a lot of ESO YouTubers are moving away from ESO. People who have more subs than me are experiencing a significant drop in ESO, views. No one's really interested. So that's why you're gonna see a lot of ESO content creators with YouTube videos, or on YouTube, or on Twitch, do other shit, because there's not enough interest. If there's not enough interest at the base level, think about it, right? Because these are entertainers. Then how is there interest in a very small segment of population? Does that make sense? Like, yeah. So it's just not right now a very good trend for ESO numbers wise, or rating, or I think even for like entertainment kind of thing. So there's no way to positively spin this. I think okay. Here's a positive spin. Core team. models are no, the core team model is coming back. That's kind of positive. Well, no, I mean, because like
yeah, like having those like tight knit teams can produce some amazing results. Like that's when we sort of got.
But also there were some negatives with the open rating. Just one negative, I think, was like people would form a group for one thing, and then when that one thing was finished, it's over. That group's gone. Move on to the next group. It's like okay, that's cool and all, but like.
I think people have a shorter patience for progressions as well in open rating.
Yeah, people don't like progs or didn't like progs, but now they have no choice. Point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only positives, I mean.
Grasping at straws at this point.
You think it's grasping at I don't know, I think it's a positive spin. I don't know.
I mean, it is a positive, but there's so much negative like outcomes from the updates that have come out recently that have drastically changed the landscape of what PvE is or was. I think definitely outweighs the one singular positive that you can pull from it.
Yeah. What are you guys hoping for with update 37? Because you all know update 36 is right now. A lot of people are looking at update 37 as sort of like a kind of like last patch to decide whether they want to stick with the game long term or not. Seems like. Yeah, at least from the end game players.
I don't expect them to do anything substantial until the next chapter. So if they choose to do anything in update 37, then they might do balancing or claim that they're trying to do balancing. They really do need to focus on the bug fixing because this latest patch has been a detriment to the remaining community that still plays this game. Like, the bugs are just awful.
I'm sure they don't like the bugs either, though, right?
Well, no.
They've been responding fairly fast, at least compared to the past.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff got sorted pretty quickly. The DK stuff got sorted, which was good, and the siege stuff got sorted. But there's still, like, the blocking, whatever, isn't that, like, kind of screwed at the minute?
It's really bad. And then some of the mechanics, at least in BDSR, like the rune exploding before like you even get a chance to stack, or it not showing up on people, and then it's bugging, and like wiping half the group. Like there's still too many bugs like that shouldn't have no relation to anything that they've included into the game, which is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the most confusing thing, is things that were not in the patch notes as having been updated end up getting broken. It's just I don't know. From a non-programmer perspective, it just seems very strange.
Yeah.
I think it puts like doubt in people's mind. Like, is this really the game I want to be playing? When it's so wild that these things happen.
Well, at least the DK bug didn't last for a patch.
No, exactly. I mean, this is the positive, that they are getting fixed.
Yeah.
But
that'd be funny as shit though if it.
I mean, it's inevitable though that each patch is going to have some bugs, and I wonder whether it's like a losing battle. Like is your confidence actually going to get better each patch, or is it only ever going to get worse because there's always going to be bugs, and it's just a matter of how much your trust decreases each patch. If it can't increase, like, can your trust ever increase in? I mean, like we just mentioned now, the bugs got fixed pretty quickly. That should increase our trust of things going well.
Yeah, but I think people really zone in on. Yeah, I think that's positive, but I think the negatives are still there for people to zone in on. Like I made a YouTube video about like just letting people know, hey, these are the bugs, right? Nothing else. I didn't say anything about like, oh, you should blame the devs or whatever. I don't do that shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I just said, okay, this is what's happening. Here's what you should know. Blah blah blah. And most of the comments just kind of zoned in on the negative shit. Like, this is a patch where they were gonna focus on bug fixes, but they introduced more bugs. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know. I think at this point, especially after update 35, it's like the trust is so low. It would take an astronomical amount of like something to just bring that trust back up. I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, I don't know if I mean, thinking of like playing World of Warcraft and stuff like that, the trust never increases. It's just a sort of
You think it just goes
very
down
slow
perpetually?
downhill, and it's just how fast does it go downhill?
But people still play World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but it's like less than people don't trust the developers as much as they did 5-10 years ago. I feel. And like the respect for developers always goes down over time, sadly. I feel.
Well, I think Blizzard's is sort of a unique thing here. The whole, stealing the breast milk and shit like that, I feel like that's kind of a different thing, right? Because they had their whole scandal on their own. I mean, I can't imagine ZOS having that kind of scandal. I just can't. But
no, of course, no.
I get what you mean though with the trust thing.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to increase it, whereas it's inevitable that it's going to decrease. Every time you see a bug, no matter how big it is, it's going to be like, ugh, this buggy game or whatever.
Yeah. Zerodead lag being fixed on PC&A for the most part. Not a lot of people talked about that. I felt like.
Yeah, I feel like that should have raised the bar a bit.
A bit. But then, like, people still zoned in on negatives, though, right?
Yeah.
Because they, I made a video about it again, and I don't know why YouTube's so goddamn negative, but so, a lot of the comments were like, didn't the dev say, replacing the server hardware wouldn't help? You know what I mean? That kind of shit. So they're hard. Yeah, I don't know.
Did ZOS ever come out and like take credit for the fixes in PvP? Like, did they ever say what exactly they did to fix it? Because I think that's one of the biggest issues people have, is the fact that ZOS hasn't come out and said what they did to fix it and why it took them so long to do said fix for PvP.
They kind of implied it in a recent studio director post about getting the server hardware for PC Europe and console. I think in March 2023, right, Ollie? How you doing over there with that server hardware?
It's good. I can't wait for my retirement.
Okay.
I'm going to be playing it.
Okay, the server hardware was originally from 2012 models, which is insane to me, right? Maybe it doesn't make that much of a difference. 10 years? I feel like it should. 10 years is a long time for anything. I feel like. Well, but yeah, they kind of implied that that the server hardware is like one of the main things that help performance everywhere. By the way, PvE and PvP. So I guess server hardware was the answer after all these years, which is crazy to me too, because it's like they removed the deer from Zerodead. That was the first solution. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Remember that when they got rid of all the deer in Zerodead to improve performance? Yeah, you can't find any deer.
I do remember that.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the cap on skills, and then how many orbs or healing springs you can cast. That's all for performance or PvP performance, right? And then the performance tests they tried, which didn't help much apparently, with the global cooldown cap, whatever the skill.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the issue was that no one wanted to play that, so the Zerodead population was down, meaning the lag was better anyway. So
well, no, even with the population down, no one really testing. Apparently, the lag was still really bad.
Right.
And then they tried eliminating cross healing, and they capped the group to 12, and this is all in the name of performance, right?
Yeah.
And then we arrive at the server hardware and magically fixes most of it. So I think a lot of people got pissed by that. Yeah, I don't know. At least they found some sort of solution, even if it's maybe temporary, according to some.
Well,
What
where
we
do we
talking
go
about?
from here?
You want to talk about anything else real quick? Jessica, you want to talk about anything?
Got more tea for us?
More tea.
Shake the bag.
Talk shit about.
Shake the bag.
Talk shit about the GM.
Oh my god.
Be like, gotcha, bitch.
You want to talk about the corrupt GM of Sump Eternal?
Who's that? Never heard of him.
You, Nefas, QS.
He's just a puppet.
No.
He's not the real.
He's just a
Becca's in
puppet.
charge, really.
That is true. Becca is the
Becca's
true
pulling the
in
strings.
charge.
Yeah. So if you want to catfish anyone, you have to catfish Becca.
I'm
It's
still
gonna take you 3 months.
like thinking about that in the back of my mind. Really, the woman? Wow, my God, that's insane. That's just insane to me. I don't know. I just keep thinking about that. And of course, the whole murderer thing.
Whole murderer thing.
Oh, okay, that's kind of crazy. Come on, you know what I mean? DK healer.
Don't people like really like get the hots for people that are on death row? So maybe.
Oh my God, those are so weird.
Yeah, that is a
The-
weird
the-
phenomenon,
the-
and I don't understand it.
The serial killer groupies.
Mm.
Why?
So
Why do you think that happens? You think this is gonna happen
maybe
for this? I don't think this is gonna happen for this
I
guy.
think we should set up the guild trader leader lady with the guy on death row,
What?
and then I think that's the only way we can get out of this.
Personally, if I was a woman, DK healer would be a major turnoff. I'm just gonna say that right now.
We've got standards for what's acceptable to date based off of the class and stuff that you play.
Yeah, I have new rules now. All right, no DK healers, no DK mains.
I think I've said on my stream before I wouldn't date anyone that's over about 2,500 CP, just because
What?
I don't need that level of.
What are you talking
That's
about?
That's too much commitment to the game. Like.
Wait. Hold up. You don't want to date anyone over 2,000 and what CP?
I would say about anyone that's over 2,500 CP.
You don't want to date.
I think they're undateable.
But you're over 2,500
Well-
CP.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is why I'm single.
Right, I
but-
see.
This is why I'm single.
I feel
Oh
like.
god.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Hmm.
I feel like they've not got enough interesting things going on in their real life. Also, actually, this is true. Why aren't there more female players with high amounts of champion points? What's going
Because
on
we
there?
like our sanity.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you combine my Xbox account and my PC account, I would have 3,600 CP. But I'm not grinding
no,
the
no,
3,600
like-
on one account. It's
But
not
you would
happening.
be the first woman in ESO history to reach max CP. There's no woman that's reached max CP, which is fucking shocking to me. I feel like there would be at least one. Right?
Hmm.
But why is that?
Also, isn't halfway to 3,600 CP is like 3,200 or something? So
Isn't?
I don't know if you would have 3,600.
So
If you-
I have, if on Xbox, when I left, I had 1475, and currently on PC, I have 2116, 2117.
Yeah, I think that would only get you up to about 2,900.
Oh, in terms of XP gain, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon. You can do it. We believe. You can be the first
Yeah,
one.
you could be the first woman.
No, I'm not joining your exclusive extraordinary gentleman's club of 3,600
it-
CP.
It wouldn't be a gentleman's club, it'd just be club.
Just be club.
Just
We
be
want
club.
to be gender inclusive, and we're trying to.
You want to be gender inclusive?
Unless
Yeah,
what do you
but
reckon
there's
it's
no
gonna be
woman who's
like,
reached 3,600 CP.
Is it going to be like? Is it seahorses or whatever? If like there's no women around, like one of the guys will just turn into a woman. Who are we nominating for that?
Oh shit! All right. I guess I'll bite the bullet.
Fuck, I need to grow a womb now.
All Alright. Alright.
Yeah,
alright.
Becca and I are gonna have our own club. No men allowed.
The under 1K CP club.
Oh my god.
If you are beyond the CP level, you are disqualified.
Would you date an ESO player though? At this point, after hearing all these stories, Ollie.
Well, not an Xbox NA player. No.
What? Okay.
PCEU, I feel like I know everyone, and I would.
What if it's someone who transferred from Xbox to PC or PS?
I mean, they're enlightened, but they're still.
They're enlightened.
They've still got that original sin that they need to cleanse themselves of.
Would you though? Would you think that's a good idea?
I don't think I would want to raid with a partner. Definitely not.
Oh, I see.
It just feels like the worst idea.
Yeah.
And then I feel like, again, like ESO is such a core part of our lives. Wouldn't it be weird to date someone that wasn't in that universe?
Yeah. Right.
Not in the universe of ESO.
Well,
not in the universe of the raid ESO.
Yeah. They'd need to be in like an equivalent kind of maybe I'll date like a high-end Final Fantasy raider or something,
Cat girl,
you know?
cat boy.
Yeah, like how, I don't know, like sports stars marry like musicians. They're both like at the top of their game, but they're different games, right?
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Do we want to talk about anything else before we start wrapping up with questions for Jessica? Anything else?
No. I think anything happened recently in ESO. Do you want to talk about the skin for skin on PC? The proposition that was given to one of your officers?
Oh man, I'm gonna put that in the next Tea Party episode. So
okay.
Alright. Just for anyone listening, let me get the screenshot.
Is there any value in male skins?
Male nudes? I'm gonna be real here. I don't think there's any value in. Okay, I firstly believe there's no value in any nudes. Secondly, if we had to put values on the nudes, right, in terms of like, I don't know, some sort of weird value system, male nudes would be like fucking Zimbabwean dollars. And female nudes would probably
inflation.
be like, I don't know.
Not enough inflation, as the problem might be.
Female would be like euros or the British pound or some shit. I mean, some sort of high-ranking currency.
Okay.
Anyway.
Fine.
Okay, so just for those listening, here's what one of my officers got in DMs, and I'm gonna read it in a feminine voice and a male voice, so you guys know who's talking. Okay?
I'm scared now.
Is the officer male or lady?
The officer's male.
Oh.
The officer is male. All right, and the person DMing him may or may not be a woman. You ready?
Okay.
Hey, I heard you sell gear. How much for a vet DSR? Question mark. And officer replies, 35 million. Can I get a discount? You can get 10% off if you buy 2 runs. What if I only want 1 run? I'll knock off $1 million. I'm a girl. I could, dot. What? Question mark? Just a few pics if you half the price. Is that really your picture? He's referring to the Discord profile picture.
Right.
Okay. And yeah, heart emoji. Want to see more? We can make an agreement. And then the officer replies, nah, my wife's hotter. 35 million, take it or leave it.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. That's just hilarious. Oh, my God. Fuck.
I mean...
Okay.
There's
honestly,
so much free nudes on the internet. Why do people...
Okay, not even
exactly.
that. But
how is their value got anything?
But my point is, this is not a woman. No, I mean straight up, that's not a woman.
Right.
All right, that's a man.
And you've.
You know how I know that's a man? Because I am a man. right?
That's how
I know it's
men
man
Okay.
because I'm a man.
No woman says, "I'm a girl. I could, you know." Okay, if you're
Maybe they don't say that to you,
really,
Nefas, but
if you're a woman, okay, listen, if you're a woman offering nudes, you just do it, probably, right?
probably.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
most
know.
women are
Yeah,
just gonna do it.
yeah,
They're not
just
gonna
do it.
announce that they're gonna do
Yeah,
it.
they're not gonna announce I'm a woman and give you nudes or like offer. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fucking weird. The whole DM exchange is so cringe, but like it's fucking funny too at the same time. I don't know, but god damn. What were we talking about?
Any more tea to spill?
Any more tea to spill? Oh god.
What about questions?
I don't have anything.
What the hell are the questions from chat going to be for this?
Okay.
I
we'll
can't
do
wait.
questions.
I can't wait.
Alright, if anyone has a question for Jessica or whatever, just ask.
About anything.
Oh man.
I've put in guild chat before, I'm a girl and I've run out of potions, can someone send me some? And I have got them.
No fucking way.
But-
You're lying.
Yeah.
No fucking way people are
true.
that dumb. I refuse.
I refuse to believe. I
I've
refuse.
run out of
No
arrows
way,
and
bro.
bolts, and
If I
I'm
see
a
that
girl.
shit, I'm gonna just laugh my ass off. Who would do that? No, I'm serious. Who does that? Are you serious? You're joking, right?
Well, I mean, they probably like knew who I watched. It's
Okay.
probably, I can't remember who sent it. Maybe it was Elias sent it or something. Like, I don't know.
I believe it 100% would be Elias.
What is Jessica's most memorable moment in ESO?
So my most memorable moment is probably one of my most embarrassing, but I think it's the most memorable. So I did not understand the concept of block casting until we were pushing score in VHRC during Starfall. So when they were saying block casting, I didn't fully understand. I thought they meant cast block. So I literally was just blocking. I wasn't casting anything. I was just holding block, and they're like, "Why are we dying?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm blocking like you told me to." And they're like, "No, you're block casting, right?" I was like, "I am casting block." It was literally, oh god, it was so bad. And then they're like, "No,
And
that's not what we
were
mean."
healing. You're a healer, and you
Yes,
weren't.
I was
Okay.
I was a healer, yeah. And yeah, I will never forget that moment. It was probably the funniest and most embarrassing thing ever.
Okay.
Okay. See, what is Jessica's best tea in ESO? Best tea? What?
Best tea in ESO.
I think.
Aren't they the ones that give you like max Smachka or something?
God,
Green food.
I don't know which story was the wildest. What do you think was the wildest? I don't know. They're all wild. In a way, right?
Yeah.
The whole
I feel
mailing
like
the dead animal shit.
Yeah, and that
or,
one's
like-
pretty wild. I feel like an ESO player being a murderer is just like inevitable. Like
Inevitable? What the fuck? What do you
well,
mean
it's
inevitable?
like people are murderers, people play ESO, therefore
Okay,
you know, it's
I see.
possible,
I
it's
see what
fine.
you mean. Okay. I see
like
what
I don't think it's not related to ESO. Like if someone killed someone because of ESO, then yeah, maybe that would be more surprising. But
I
yeah, the
wouldn't be
trade
surprised,
guild
actually.
swatting thing, that's just what? Why?
Calling the bomb trader over a guild trader. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I think the wildest
that's-
one is seducing the co-guild.
Oh
master.
yes, and then choosing the woman.
That's
The long game.
crazy. I don't know, bro. That's crazy. That's wild. I don't know. What do you do in ESO besides reading, Jessica?
Well, I am an officer in Sempiternal. I run our guild trader. So anybody in Sempiternal, we have our free trader in Leowin every week, thanks to my hard efforts weekly. I also do a lot of teaching raids and stuff. I did a lot of that previously. Not so much lately because of the lack of interest in doing progs or teaching runs. I've now started to get my DPS character together, and I'm not too bad at it. I'm trying to get better at it. And I run in a small ball group in PvP on Saturdays with friends of mine that I met raiding on PC.
Nice.
What is Jessica's main?
I'm a female. I main a healer.
What?
DK?
Yo,
Or-
why don't we talk about
that's
that?
what I.
Can we talk about that for a second, real quick?
Why?
Yeah.
What? So I've asked some other people too. Why do you think it is that women tend to gravitate towards healing above all other roles? Obviously, I've met people, women who are tanks or DPS, but for the most part, like a lot of them tend to like gravitate towards the healing role. Why do you think that is?
I can tell you my reasoning. It's a trust issue. I don't trust other people to heal me. I don't trust other
Really?
people to. I don't. It's a trust issue, for me at least. I got into healing because one, at the time, like there was barely healers around. If anybody remembers, like
Oh yeah.
this was around this was before Dark Brotherhood patch, and like there wasn't a whole lot of healers around, or even healers that had a brain that knew basics of what they should be doing in terms of their role. So I kind of just got stuck in that role, but being in that role, I have trust issues with people in that role that are supposed to be healing me. So I kind of like give tips and feedback to that person, like after a run or something, if I notice something that's an easy fix that would help them in the long run. But as somebody had mentioned in your chat, motherly instinct also plays into why I think women tend to gravitate towards support roles like healing or tank, because from a support perspective, you are like the parent, basically. You're making sure everybody's taken care of, everybody's got their buffs, everybody's got the heals. Like, it's natural for us to tend to go that way, I guess.
Is that your personal theory?
Yeah, that's my personal theory.
And you stand by that in a court of law.
In the court of law.
I would swear on the Bible.
You're
yes,
willing to
in a court of
testify.
law. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, but I've gotten into DPSing now, because update 35 has literally, it was already saturated with healers, but update 35 had made it even worse because DPS mains either were not interested in being DPS anymore because it was boring. The rotations got easier for a lot of people, or they just wanted to do something different. So I know a lot of DPS have gone to support, especially healing, because as a DPS, like, you already have ingrained into you your rotation and your weaving and stuff. So you maintaining a weave in between your skills while buffing and debuffing is a lot easier for you to understand than a healer that is literally starting out as a healer. Because they don't fully grasp the whole rotation and stuff, like prioritizing one buff over another depending on like the fight or how much time you have to apply something. So I think a lot of the healer mains should look into DPSing because it has made me a better healer main, because I'm more conscious of, okay, are my light attacks actually connecting? Am I casting something too much? Am I not using something accurately? A while back, I had done a VCR hard mode carry, and gotten some feedback from Ce-Nex, and I was really grateful because the feedback was actually useful. And that's something that I, as a player on both console and PC, always lacked in receiving, was actual constructive, beneficial feedback, and not just shitty feedback of get good, your ass, learn to play with your eyes open, do you even know how to play this game? Like, obviously all of that's just stupid and unhelpful. But yeah, I definitely recommend for any of my healer main friends to look into DPSing and just getting comfortable. Like, you'll be shocked at how well you can do at a DPS role until you try. Because I honestly thought I was going to be like super awful at it, and I'm actually not as bad as I thought I was. So I definitely recommend learning at least the DPS role if you're a support main, and if you're a DPS, learn a support role. I think it'll make you a better player overall.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. I think it's important to play all those different roles just to understand what your role requires. Like, until you play as a DD, you won't know what a DD requires of a healer.
Yeah.
So forth. Let's see. Have any more questions? ...
That's it. Wow.
Is that it?
Thanks for coming on, sharing some tea.
Thank you.
I think it was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do we find you if we want to stalk you on the internet?
Well, I do stream. I am part of ESO hard mode stream team. My Twitch is my name. It's just at JessicaRae. You'll find it. You'll find me streaming a lot more coming up soon, as I will be a part of Nefas's new Berserk core team as a parse monkey. So that is that. That's pretty much my only social media that I use. That you'll be able to find me. I don't have Facebook or anything like that because of security reasons.
Yeah.
You can also find her on Xbox NA.
No, you cannot.
Shit.
In a courtroom in Illinois.
Oh, God. Shit.
Giving evidence.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Take care. Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Cheerio. King.